Next, we'll hear from our assessor candidate who is here. I should mention that there are a number of questions that I'm eliminating because they're concerning what are your qualifications, and I think they're doing a pretty good job of letting us know what their qualifications are, so we don't need to ask them that again. Sandra, go ahead.
Yes.
Thank you all for taking the time to be here tonight. I am Sandra Hostetter. I'm the Alamosa County Assessor, and I'm here tonight to ask you for your support of the upcoming election. I'm the proud mother of 4 children and 3 grandchildren. I'm a San Luis Valley native, having grown up in La Jera on a cattle ranch. That was where I learned the value of hard work and integrity. In 1991, my family moved to Alamosa, and in 1992, I became a single mom. I needed a job. A dear friend referred me to the assessor's office. They had an entry-level position open. I went in and I applied for the position, and I was granted an interview. So on the day of the interview, with 2 little boys in tow, we went and interviewed for the position, and I was very fortunate they offered me the job. I was honored to work with Dorothy Yeager until her retirement, and then for Doris Orcutt. Under their leadership and guidance, I began to learn and grow. I was very fortunate to have them as my mentors. My positions ranged from data entry to appraisal work to administrative tasks and ensuring the office was compliant with all statutory regulations. I obtained my appraisal license in 1996, and I was appointed deputy assessor in 1999. After 10 years of working in the office and learning all of the positions and under the leadership of the great ladies that I followed, I figured it was time for me to run for assessor. I was first elected with the term beginning in 2003. Since being elected, I've seen considerable growth and change within the county. The assessor must discover, list, classify, and value all taxable property. The office is mandated by state statute and is audited annually by an audit firm hired by the state. The audit consists of both statistical and procedural compliance checks, and I'm very proud to say that in the time I've been the assessor, we have successfully passed every audit. I'm active in the Colorado Assessors Association. It's a group that represents the assessors from every county in the state. I am the past president of the organization, and I'm the current chair of District 4, which encompasses most of the southwestern counties. I'm a member of several other appraisal organizations. I'm active in the community, serving on the board of the Alamosa County Chamber of Commerce. I'm the chair of the SLV GIS GPS Authority. I serve on the steering committee for the community Christmas dinner, and I'm a committee member with SLV Beat the Heat. I previously served on the advisory board for San Luis Care Center as well as the SLV Housing Coalition. I love Alamosa County. I'm proud to live and serve here. I have a wonderful staff. I have the knowledge, experience, training, and proven track record to continue valuing Alamosa County. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. So, looks like you did all the questions, and I eliminated some that were obviously not directed towards you. I've got to ask the proverbial question that everyone wants an answer to. Where do you see Alamosa in 5 years?
I see Alamosa, can you hear me? I see Alamosa continuing to grow. We have a unique community here. While other rural counties are struggling, we see continued growth. When I was first elected assessor, the assessed value of Alamosa County was just a little more than $105 million. Today we're at $179 million. We have new residences going up everywhere. I feel like we're a thriving community, and I see nothing but good progress in the future.
Okay, how would you effectively determine the appraised value of properties? What factors would you consider most important?
Well, depends on what property we're looking at. Residential property is valued by the market approach only. So we have to look at sales that are from a specific data collection period and qualify or unqualify them, and then use those sales to value the remainder of the residential property. Commercial property is valued using the cost, market, and income approach to value. Agricultural land is valued using a 10-year average of expenses, income minus expenses.
That just answered another question that I had in my hand from someone else. So taking that a step further, the question is, how are solar farms valued?
Solar farms that are over 2 megawatts of power are valued by the state. So they are considered state assessed property. The state gives us a notice of value dictating what that value is, and we apportion it to the correct taxing district. If it's under 2 megawatts of power, it's valued locally. And each year we're given the value per megawatt. I believe it's $1,184 a megawatt right now, or kilowatt, I'm sorry.
Right, thank you. What avenue does a property owner have if they disagree with their property value?
May 1st of every year is what we consider appeal period. We send out a notice of value that is to be delivered by May 1st to every property owner. They have the ability at that time to appeal their value or classification, whatever the issue is, to my office. They have the entire month of May to do that. Once they turn in that appeal, we will make an appointment to go out and do an individual inspection on their property and come back and make adjustments if warranted, or if we don't feel they're warranted, we don't make adjustments. A notice of determination is sent to them, and if they're happy with the outcome, they're done. If they still aren't happy, they have various routes. They next go to the Board of County Commissioners, which is the County Board of Equalization, and we would both present our sides there. At that point, they can either be happy or they can appeal further. They can go to district court, binding arbitration, or the Board of Assessment Appeals.
Great, thank you. So how do the Gallagher and Tabor amendments affect the assessed value of counties in Colorado?
The Gallagher amendment specifies that the tax burden will be distributed between commercial properties and residential properties. Residential properties should bear 45% of the tax burden, and commercial properties should bear 55%. The assessment rate for commercial properties is set at 29%. So to maintain that 45-55 split, the residential tax rate is floating. It can go up or down. When I began working in the office, I believe the residential assessment rate was 14.34%. Today it's 7.2%, and it's projected to go down to 6.11 next year. That being said, the lower that tax rate goes, the less property tax is valued, is collected. Tabor comes into play in that you can't raise taxes without a vote of the people. So even in years when that tax rate should be more for residential, you can't do it without a vote of the people.
All right, well, thank you, Sandra Hostetter. All the candidates in your election. Thanks for being here. Sheriff Jackson, would you join us for a few minutes, please?
Hey Keith, when you're done speaking, I'll turn you off here, so you don't have to keep looking at this button.
Well, thank you all for coming tonight. I'm Robert Jackson. I'm the sheriff. I have been the sheriff for 3 years and 9 months. It's been a kind of a wild ride. If you any knowledge of what we do, we probably one of our greatest accomplishments, and the county commissioners can pat themselves on the back for us doing this, is passing referendum 1A, and all you people that voted for that. And it allowed us to build an $8 million addition to our jail and a new courthouse. Unfortunately, they both became active within the same week, and it's been tough to populate my new jail and to deal with this 45,000 square foot courthouse at the same time. So statutorily, I am required to provide courthouse security, and that's all grant funded, and so we're good there. But we are tomorrow we will populate our new jail, and at the beginning of that, we will also start renovating our old jail. So since I'm unopposed, I won't take a lot of your time here, but I go to the sheriff's conferences all the time, and I'm in a kind of a unique position because I work well with my county commissioners. A lot of sheriffs and county commissioners don't see eye to eye. Unfortunately, this is a bad time of the year because it's budget year, budget time of the year. So, and that's our biggest challenge. Other than the opioid crisis that we are dealing with daily in our jail. And, if you haven't been exposed to that, it is, it's mind-boggling what it's doing to our community. So that's one of our biggest challenges, to deal with that. And we really do need a rehab center here. But once we get past this budget time and we get things lined out, I think things will be a lot better. But our jail numbers, I'm happy to announce, are way down. We don't know why that is, but we can probably give credit to the LEAD program, to the courts and things like that. So some innovative approaches to dealing with our drug addicted community. Not all of them need to be in our jail. They are really don't have a place there. So anyway, it's been a fun ride, and thank you for your support.
Thank you, Sheriff Jackson. I think we'll take a 5 to 10 minute break before we get into our last 2 races of the evening. So enjoy the break.
Are you the man? Are you the man?
Which man?
Honeycut?
Yes, I am.
Oh my gosh. I've asked you a couple questions on Facebook.
You
Progressive, but actually I've been trying to relate to you. Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry, that's all right. I mentioned about you were talking about the war on drugs, and I was like, well, I think it's failed, but what are you going to protect the marijuana industry? And then I asked about that road from San Luis to Antonito. It's all gravel out there, and San Luis is a ghost town, and actually Antonito's got a bunch of closed business there. In terms of commerce, I also built a little house out in Costilla County, so it is a little expensive.
Right. But that's okay. That's okay. And that's one of the reasons I'm here, is simply because I've asked where this money's going.